Alright guys, you kept complaining about my screen protector, so you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just rip it off. I hate being cyberbullied so much, you guys have no idea. Ow! I just sliced my thumb off, but I had to do what I have to do. Alright, there you go. I'm sick and tired of you guys' complaints. So some crazy news about iOS 13 just came out, and honestly, it's stuff that I already kind of knew, but it's amazing to you guys. Because I've been just into iOS and just indulged in them for so long, I already know that iOS 13 is going to be a pretty crazy update. Now this new report is coming from 9to5Mac. Shout out to them, I love them so much. This article is called iOS 13 Dark Mode, Detachable Panel, Safari, and Mail Upgrades, Undo Gesture, Volume HUD, and more, okay? Now here's the interesting thing. They talk about dark mode, and like I've stated before, I'm almost 99% positive it's going to be brought in. I don't see why it wouldn't. It's already kind of in a beta alpha mode with the smart invert, so I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm pretty sure that's going to be brought in. The next thing they bring up is actually with the iPads now. As we've seen, iPads already have split multitasking kind of thing. It's really not even that great, but it does allow you to use 2 apps at once. Now what this is pretty much saying, okay, and what they're reporting is, I'm just going to read it from here. There are many changes coming to the iPad in iOS 13, including the ability for apps to have multiple windows, so each window will also be able to contain sheets that are initially attached to a portion of the screen, but can be attached with a drag gesture, becoming a card that can be moved around freely, similar to what an open source called Parent, whatever. So pretty much what they're saying is, if you have an app open, let's say you have Instagram up, for example, you can go and open up Instagram yet again and have 2 apps of the same kind open on the same screen. Something similar to a internet browser, for example, but instead of having, flipping between panels, I think you can have both panels up at the same time. So maybe how like the iPads already have multitasking, they can go and have like half the screen on one thing and the other half on another thing. I'm assuming that's what they're meaning from this. Now this next thing is actually kind of interesting. So they're saying there's going to be an undo gesture. Now I could have sworn there was already something like this. So what they're saying is, with iOS 13, Apple is introducing a new standard undo gesture for text input on the iPad. The gesture starts as a 3-finger tap on the keyboard area, sliding left and yada yada there, whatever. So this pretty much is going straight for the iPad yet again. I'm pretty sure there was something like this for the iPhones, like shake to undo, but I'm unsure if it is actually the case. I did hear about it, so that is not applicable on the iPhone either. So hopefully Apple can implement something like this on the iPhones as well. I think that would be super sick. And bro, this image from my camera right now is looking so good. I don't know how I was able to make it look this good. Now the Safari improvements, I'm pretty sure we all know. It's like a living meme at this point. Every time there's a new update, everyone's like, oh, Safari improvements, that Safari seems snappier or whatever. In this case, I really do hope Safari becomes snappier. I honestly have no complaints with Safari. I don't know why people always complain about it. Ever since iOS 12, I haven't really ran into money. Even since iOS 11.2, I think most of my Safari problems were on iOS 11 early versions of it. So it would be cool if they could add some new features. It's kind of not so much feature packed. I wish you could do plugins and stuff within it, but hopefully iOS 13 could bring something like that. Now they do bring up something called font management, and that could be really, really cool for us to be able to improve the font settings on our phones. So right now, I don't know what font size they use or what font style, but it'd be cool if we could change the font. So instead of having this whatever Calibri, whatever font they use, we can do Times New Roman or Calibri or whatever you guys want to use. Maybe Futura, I think that's the one Supreme uses. So for all you sneakerheads, for all you hypebeasts, first of all, unsubscribe from my channel. Totally joking. Totally joking. I love you guys. Please keep subscribed. I hope I didn't lose subscribers from that. But in terms of that, that's pretty much what we're getting from the font management. I think that'd be really cool and kind of, can make everyone's iPhone kind of unique in a way, in my opinion. Now, obviously, we're going to get a new volume HUD. This thing is going to be super annoying. Hopefully they do change it. And I'm hoping they do something that Android does so well. And as you can see, when you turn up and down the volume, you see that whole thing that comes down. This is so important for me. And this is why I miss Android so much, is because you can just drag this and just up and then down the volume right there. Or what you can even do is just click that or drag it down, whatever. And you can have so much more information. So if you want to change your alarm or whatever. And I'm hoping Apple separates the alarm from the phone ringtone, because if they're able to do that, then I'm going to have my phone not on silent anymore. I would rather have my phone blasting the ringtone out. And I know that's not too cool for us to do that anymore, but I kind of do miss, having my phone and having hear my ringtone, because I don't want my phone to be extremely loud. I'd rather have it just much lower, but I can't do that and mess up my alarm at the same time. So hopefully Apple separates those two things as well. I thought they were going to do that on iOS 12, but they didn't. Now in the article, they do mention some other things: smarter mail, improved multiple item selection. I don't really care about smarter mail that much, but the improved item selection would be super cool. And they do mention that developers could potentially use different status bar styles, so either light or dark, for each side of the split view. So I'm guessing that's more so of the iPad thing, but I really do hope Apple brings some type of sort of like multitasking for these iPhones. I think it's completely weird that they're still not doing that. When Samsung does it, all these other phone manufacturers do it, but why is Apple so behind? This makes people want to go and switch to an Android or use a different product. Because if they're not going to improve their software, if they're not going to make it easier for us to do things, then why would we even use an iPhone, And I think a lot of those things stem from software. Obviously, I'm going to stay loyal to my iPhone users for a while, but I also own the Samsungs, and I really do take away a lot from those devices too. So ultimately, those are just a couple little things, newly improved things I guess we were going to see with iOS 13. If you want to know the wallpaper, because I already know I'm going to get 3,000 questions, that's Alpa right there. Avatar: The Last Airbender is the freaking greatest show of history. I'll leave a link to this wallpaper in the description. My boy, Yang To Beats, I don't really know how to say his name. Beats is the last part. I'll leave his link in the description. This person started creating wallpapers, super awesome. He did my profile picture. Totally kind of him to do that. He didn't have to. Just go support the boy. I always love supporting creators. And if you make wallpapers or anything, send them my way. I might try them out. But that is pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button, bro. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.